All right, welcome back to the Thanksgiving episode of the Bold American Podcast presented by Barstool Sports. Lot to get to today. News that just came out. The United States Naval Academy's Commandant has been relieved of his position. So we'll get into the very little bit of information we have about that. The troops all over the Department of War are being urged by some folks sitting in Congress right now not to follow unlawful orders. On a more light note, Joint Base Andrews Golf Course might be getting a revamp here pretty soon in the spring. There's an interesting story going around TikTok right now about recipes on gravestones, and that's a trend, and I just can't follow what becomes a trend and what it doesn't these days, but that's wild to me. We have a little bit of Thanksgiving Butterball turkey talk, travel with this week being a busy travel week, and then I just want to talk briefly, a little bit of fun with some Thanksgiving movies. All right. Before we get to all that, last 72, Ryan, last 72, how was it?
Last 72 was good. Actually, this was my first weekend home with really nothing to do in I don't know how many months. So my last 72 kind of sounds like what you guys say every week, hanging out with the kids. I did boring, but accomplished a lot. Pulled down some Christmas decorations, pulled the tables out for Thanksgiving because I'm hosting 25 people.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Actually, this is my smallest Thanksgiving in like 4 years.
Where's it at? Is it going to be at Avalon?
No, it's at my house in Pennsylvania.
Okay. How many do you normally have?
Like last year I had like 30, close to 40.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like 38.
And then
thanks for the invite.
Cook everything?
No, it's kind of potluck. No, I don't cater. So turkey's done here. Some of the sides are done here, but like everybody brings everybody brings sides. So like my cousin's bringing the stuffing and the sweet potatoes. We're Italian. My mom's side of the family's Italian. So we start off with Italian wedding soup. And my aunt makes, she's spent the last month like rolling little meatballs and freezing them and making the breadcrumbs. Yeah. And so so everybody brings stuff. My dad brings the wine and the pies. So
nice.
Yeah,
arguably the two most important parts.
And he brings good wine. So I'm always like, you're up,
Is that one of his hobbies? Like, is he really into wine?
He is. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll have to chat him up about that.
He's a bit of a wine connoisseur, specifically red
fantastic.
Wine. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'd love to talk to him about that. Does he have a cellar in his house?
Not a cellar, large wine fridge.
Wine fridge? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, very cool.
Yeah. And so, it felt good to be home and catch up on things. Like that felt very good. I went to Target for the first time in 6 months and like I was so excited to pull in the parking lot. I think people take for granted going into Target and,
how nice of an experience it is compared to other stores.
Well, yeah, just the whole, I don't know if it's a woman thing, a female, like I used to love going to Target and I went to Target with I could have gotten what I needed from like the grocery store, CVS, but I'm like, no, I'm going to Target. And of course you spend more than you think because I was passing things by and I'm like, I need this. I
could probably use that. Yes.
Yeah. So that was nice being in Target. And then, also just getting ready. I guess, today's Monday. We'll drop this episode tomorrow and tomorrow my book comes out. So that's super exciting.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yes. If you pre-ordered, you'll be getting your copy.
Ryan, I just got the email this morning from Amazon that my pre-order gets in like midnight. It gets in super late tonight or early tomorrow morning.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So fun weekend at home. Yeah.
What time do you guys do Thanksgiving for a big party like that? Do you start early and then everyone eats early? Okay.
So we're like a 3 o'clock.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. And that's, we're 3 o'clock and then, by 6 o'clock, I'm putting like turkey out again with American
seconds, thirds,
and rolls and, you're making your sandwich. So
nice.
Yeah.
I don't think 3 is overly early.
No? Okay.
I think it's good.
I don't think so. I think like 1 would be early. I know there's one guy I know who starts at like 10 or 11. And
what?
I think that's weird. Yeah. Brandon
Dude,
Walker.
that's 7 a.m. my time. That's 7 a.m. Vegas time.
Yeah, because then, his argument is how, like, similar to you, Ryan, like, well, then you get to, like, the leftovers and you get, like, a second wind.
Well,
like, why wouldn't you just make appetizers?
Football's on.
I have people coming in. People show up around 12, 12:30. Appetizers are out. You eat at 3.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy for the people that eat at 6, like normal dinner time.
That's too late.
That's too late.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, you've got to eat during the day unless you're just kind of like fasting till Thanksgiving.
I purposefully fast as well that day. So like a 6 p.m. hit time for dinner is super, almost disrespectful.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That just reminds me though, like, so when I was in school, I was close by and we had to stay at school for football. So there were 2 years, my junior and senior year, a bunch of my teammates came home and my mom had to cook. I think one year she did 4 turkeys.
Wow.
And then, another time she did 3 turkeys. Like the one year my Nana made a turkey in her oven and then brought it over. So I can appreciate that. 25 people.
So I'm doing something different this year. Instead of doing one really big turkey, I'm doing 2 smaller turkeys. Like 2.
Are you doing them differently? Like, are you preparing them differently?
No.
Okay.
No. So I'm doing 2 like 14-pound birds instead of like a 20-something pound bird. And then
that's still a good sized bird.
Well, 14. It says it feeds like 8 to 12 people. So, I do 2 of them. And then I also get white turkey breast from Whole Foods. Like they do like catering trays. So I do that too.
Oh, nice.
But I do that because people like to bring turkey home. Like I want to send people with some turkey to go home. So that's kind of the here's your leftovers type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, Godspeed on that. Congratulations on the book release. That's very, very exciting and right in time for Christmas. So that makes a perfect stocking stuffer for those who have young children in their lives. Because what is the listed age for this book?
Listed age, I think it says 5 and up. But if you're reading it to your kid, it could be any age. But I think it says 5 and up on Amazon.
I'll have to wait until after Army Navy, Ryan, to read it to my son.
Why? Doesn't say anything about Army or Navy.
It doesn't?
No, just says Marine.
Is there nothing about Naval Academy in it?
I don't think there is. I actually
I'll skim it tonight before I read it to my son.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure there's not.
Okay.
So,
maybe remind everybody what's the name of the book?
The book is called Things My Brother Used to Say.
Okay. Awesome. Yep. Awesome. Fantastic. That's very exciting. Rob, last 72.
What's up, guys? I had a pretty busy weekend. I was at Formula One in Las Vegas all weekends. 3rd year now that the city hosted it. It was fucking awesome. Great race. I was at a friend's condo for the actual race on Saturday night. Had a really good vantage point up the strip and then down into the paddock. So I got to see like 20% of the action, which is insane. A price point like that for Caesars for like a hotel room would be like, I don't know, $5,000-$6,000 a night. So shout out to my family friend for the view. You guys know him. I'll tell you after. But I would love to go to a race with you guys at some point. Like if it's NASCAR, IndyCar, Formula One. Ryan, I don't know if you've ever been to like a motorsports race.
I haven't.
You would love it. It's such a good time. It's clean fun. Vegas did a great job. It was easy infill, exfil, Connor, for like the logistics side of it. Max Verstappen won 3rd year in a row. It was fucking awesome. It was exhilarating. I was still able to do like the family stuff during the day, and then at night went out to the race with my friends. Cons, we definitely need to hit up that NASCAR race next year if we can.
Which one?
San Diego at Coronado Island.
Oh yeah. No, that's already being discussed. We'll talk.
We
about
need
that.
to. Yeah.
NASCAR is a lot of fun.
It is.
Growing up, and Ryan, you can relate to this. Like growing up in the Northeast, like NASCAR is not really on your radar. I mean, they're track in Bristol, track in the Poconos. It's still not something that was really top of mind for us growing up. And then I went to my first race 2018 in Charlotte.
Nice.
No, I went to Daytona. No. I went to the Daytona 500. That was my first race.
Yeah.
So, and then you see it in person, you're like, whoa, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's adrenaline. Even as a fan, you don't even have to know what's really going on. It's just the noise.
Well, I mean,
the energy.
Like, let's not overcomplicated things. You know, like I know there's a lot of intricacies to it, but it's like it's a race at the end of the day. It's like who's ever finishes first wins. Like that's a pretty easy thing to grasp. Like you want to do a better time than everybody else on the. And listen,
I'm talking like the teams and all that.
Yeah, but it's very cool. It's one of those sports where the television broadcast doesn't do it justice. You got to be able to feel the cars and hear it. It's very cool. And then, I mean, the people watching at a NASCAR event is
top tier. That's tier. Yeah.
Next level. Yeah. It's very, very cool. Everyone's always super hospitable, very, very friendly, but it's a very, I mean, whatever the image you have of a NASCAR fan in your head, that's what it is. It doesn't really deviate much from that. And that's awesome in its own right. But
I'll say this about NASCAR too. I took my son, we have 2 races here in Vegas. And it is good family fun too. Like it is, if you know how to do it right. I took my son in March. He was just over a year old. We had a blast. A lot of the races are geared towards that family-centric environment. So they do a good job of having like the debauchery on one side in NASCAR in the pit or, in certain stands. But if there's any families out there listening, like it's also a great time for some family fun.
Yeah. I've never been to F1. The closest I've been to F1 when I was in Monaco, it was set up for F1. I can't remember.
Oh, so they were setting up? Yeah. Dude, that's on my bucket list to do. I've been to 12 different F1 races now. Been to a few IndyCar races. I've been to 10 NASCAR races. F1 is definitely the fastest, the most luxurious sport out of all those. But
yeah, I mean, when I was in Monaco, Monaco in general, but
stupid.
You see these yachts of these people coming in for that race, and it's like, whoa.
It's like tailgating on yachts, 100%.
It's next level. So,
yeah.
All right. My last 72, we had a bunch of people at the house.
Yeah, you were quiet on the comms yesterday.
I was literally going to say you were a little quiet, not just yesterday, throughout the whole weekend. We didn't hear much.
Well, and then at the Army game, which obviously we lost. Sadly, we disappointing loss, just given the mistakes that happened. But I was hosting a bunch of people at the game too. Some first timers, some friends of ours were there for the first time.
You were at the game.
Yes.
Okay.
And that was one thing I wanted to actually mention. Kind of the opposite of our first story that we're going to talk about. Our superintendent at West Point, I think, is pretty well liked, and nothing should tell you that more than when there's a bunch of toddlers running around in all the suites, and he's sitting on a couch, and there's a toddler who he doesn't know climbing all over him. And he's just embracing it like like a father figure type, and not a 3-star general who's all buttoned up. He handled
Was that your
himself.
toddler?
No, it was my friend's toddler who had. Yeah, just climbing all over him, and I didn't actually see it, thank God, because I would have been mortified. But these kids and my friends that came, the whole military is foreign to them, and West Point they'd never been before. So the idea that, this gentleman is the highest ranking person at this event is certainly new. But they get it. They stars on your shoulders. Like you kind of get like, oh, that's probably somebody important. But it was just funny to see again, because the kids don't know. They're 2 or 3 years old, and he didn't shoo them away. He just embraced them and was like, oh, you having fun? And he was talking to them, and he was very, very hospitable and welcoming. And it was just,
that's great.
In my head, the juxtaposition of a superintendent and how a 3-star general carries themselves versus an adult man just handling toddlers. It was just very funny. to think about that. So, shout out to General Gillen there at West Point. That was cool. And then, yesterday we had a bunch of people at the house, and I'm trying to be more present and stop looking at my phone so much. That is
good.
That's
something that I'm actively trying to do. And you realize, all right, well, if I miss some texts, it's not the end of the world. Nothing is crucial that has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And admittedly, I didn't want to be doom scrolling on social media yesterday, given some of the things people were saying to me on Saturday. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to bury my head in the sand a little bit and avoid this.
Sometimes a break is good, bro, especially with the family stuff, and it's just like the holidays are here. Yeah.
Right. And that's the other thing. And, Ryan, I was going to say, when you're, reveling in being home, the next few weeks, I know for you are crazy. So it's nice to spend time at home. And then the last thing I'll say about this last weekend, normally we do decorations after Thanksgiving. Every year we go away to my sister-in-law's house for Thanksgiving, and she's an unbelievable host and I love her. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Tracy. But now I'm getting, see, this is what happens, by the way, when you record and your wife's sitting in the other room. She's texting me that I'm saying things that are incorrect, but regardless, we have decorated.
Tell her to join real quick.
No, we don't need that. We decorated a little early this year because this weekend I'm going straight from Thanksgiving to Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, where my wife from, her best friend's getting married, and she's the matron of honor. So we're gone the whole weekend. My sister-in-law and mother-in-law are taking the kids. So that aspect is nice. We get, a couple days to kind of just relax and, welcome party and wedding and everything. So that's a change, but I'm just so concerned that I'm going to go to this wedding and just feel gross after having Thanksgiving. Yeah. I can't imagine.
Yeah. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. So, but I'm looking forward to it. It should be a lot of fun. Fun wedding. It's a fun couple, very nice couple. Ryan, I will show you, or I'll text the group. I designed some koozies. They're both massive Philadelphia Eagles fans. Oh, so I made them Philadelphia Eagles themed koozies, also in line with the videos that Roan from Barstool has made in previous years. So I'm sending those to you guys now so you can see them. But I was happy with the design of the koozie, the way it came out, because I think that's a good foundation building block for a married couple to be rooting for the same team.
Those are awesome.
Yeah.
Highly approved. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. All right, let's get into some stories here. First thing we got to mention, it just came out that Captain Gilbert Clark Jr., who is formerly the Commandant of Midshipmen at the Naval Academy, was relieved of his role only 6 months into the role. It's the third major leadership shakeup at the Naval Academy in less than 6 months. More notably, their former superintendent was relieved of her role, and the current superintendent came in, who by all counts, I think, is pretty well liked at the Naval Academy. I'm hearing reports that this Commandant maybe wasn't as well received and well liked. We don't have a lot of details yet. This story, as I said, just came out, but when you're relieved of a role only 6 months into it, there's usually a lot more underlying going on there. Ultimately, the one thing I will say is this kind of stings for the midshipmen, because going to a service academy is challenging enough as it is. And it does help to have leaders that are there with you for an extended period of time. Now, do their day-to-day lives really change all that much? Probably not. But I think it's just more like a sense of comfort when you see the same individuals showing up at events, sporting events, meals, celebratory events. And it's just like seeing those familiar faces really can be helpful when you're going to one of these service academies. So I'm curious to see how they deal with it. But just what do you guys think about seeing this naval captain relieved of duty? Ryan, we'll start with you, given that your
quick
daughter
question.
is there.
You said it was the third shakeup. What was I obviously I know that there was the soup, but what was the other one? Does it say? Because I'm like I can't think what would it be.
Maybe they're counting it as this is going to be the third new person.
Yeah, because the former commandant left, but he got promoted.
Yes, that's what it was. That's how
he got. I mean, and everybody loved him.
Yes.
Okay, so
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the news break when you did. I've never met this commandant. I have met the soup. I actually sat with the soup at the Marine Corps birthday ball. He's awesome. He's also the first Marine to ever be superintendent. I've heard fantastic things about him. I don't really have too much knowledge on this commandant, but I guess, like you said, there had to be some reasons for.
Yeah, they give the official. There was a loss of confidence in his ability to effectively lead the brigade of midshipmen.
Right. So something happened. Yeah. Something happened.
I was gonna say that exact tagline there, Cons, like just like a classic statement. I think the timing, less than 6 months, is pretty shitty, to your point, for the midshipmen, but also just like the actual staff and leadership there. This might be the busiest time at the academies too, ramping up into Thanksgiving, then Army Navy, then Christmas block leave. Like it's a huge event for not only the midshipmen, but also the families, the staff. So they probably really needed to get that guy out of there if it happened today.
No, you're right, because you got to think about like with Army Navy or Thanksgiving leave, followed by Army Navy, followed by Christmas leave. You know, there's a lot of opportunities for things to go wrong and for midshipmen to get in trouble or get hurt. You know, it's not often that bad things happen, but I feel like if you look back in the last 50 years of when bad things have happened, it's usually during a block of leave, you know, as opposed to just a random weekend. So you're right to point out that it is a difficult time. So they must have been really pressed to exit him.
Who picks this up? Who's like the next? Who's the interim commandant? Ryan?
Captain Austin Jackson. He's also a Navy SEAL, former troop commander. Was named the interim commandant. He's been the deputy comm.
Okay, so he's the deputant coming in.
Right. So
serve in an interim role. So
yeah. So hopefully there's not a lot of turnover for them, but certainly will be an interesting story, I think, to keep an eye on, to just see if we get more details on the reasoning behind his departure. So not much else to say about that. Just hopefully things just get sorted out down there and the midshipmen aren't overly impacted. And if you do get any reports, Ryan, that you are at liberty to share, I would love to hear them. So
I'll let you know.
Yes. Okay. Back in Washington, there's some scuttlebutt about these videos that sitting congressmen, all 6 Democrats, they're all former military or intelligence personnel. They released a video urging troops not to follow unlawful orders, and doesn't say what orders directly, but the discourse around the video points to the U.S.'s actions targeting suspected drug traffickers in the Caribbean. And the War Department released a tweet saying it may recall Senator Mark Kelly, who's a retired Navy captain and astronaut, and refer him to court-martial proceedings for appealing in a video where he urged service members not to follow unlawful orders. So what do you make of these videos of people coming out and saying, hey, don't follow unlawful orders?
It was so cringe, dude. It was it's like they slapped it together without any official rehearsal strategy. It's like they just needed to get something out there. They rushed it.
You hated the production of the piece.
The production value was
production
awful.
Value was crap.
Yeah.
As a marketing guy, it was just like stunning to see how little effort they put into it. No, I mean, I think it makes for some fun content right now. I think Secretary of War Hegseth calls those Congress people the seditious six, which is kind of a funny nickname. So I think it's kind of a joke. I think it could have serious consequences though for retired Captain Mark Kelly.
What do you think, Ryan?
Well, listen, I don't think anyone should do something that is unlawful. So, they were very calculated in how they put this video together. Don't follow unlawful orders or illegal orders, right? So, well, nobody should follow illegal orders, but what they're doing is they're implying that the orders set forth by this administration are illegal. I think that's dangerous rhetoric. I think there's a much better way for them to. I mean, because here's how I look at it. I'm the private first class that sees that message and says, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to carry forward with what I've been told to do because I deem, and these guys are supporting me, that this is unlawful." And then he doesn't do it. And then his career, his everything, life is ruined as a result of that. I don't think one person on that video is going to do anything to save them.
Right.
So, you are putting service members at undue risk because the way they're interpreting your video is not to listen to the president. And frankly, that is what you're saying. Like, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, but also too, like, number one, Barrack's lawyers must be having a field day with this one, and really, really going nuts with it. But more so, if I'm an E3, E4 across the military, you're not getting orders from the president. You're getting orders from your staff sergeant.
You're getting orders from Captain
but which is coming down from this.
No, I get it. No. Listen, I get that it goes all the way up. I got it. But at no point would I want one of my soldiers trying to interpret what's a lawful and unlawful order, because that's not up for them to decide, right? They're there to just follow orders.
That's the danger in the video,
right?
You see,
right now you get a bunch of people that will just sit on their hands. Well, I'm not following that. I think that's an unlawful order.
Exactly.
So now you're making problems for all these young officers, field grade officers who are just trying to do their job. So it almost just feels like it's. As are a lot of things in Congress, it just seems performative for the sake of, hey, we don't agree with these missions that are going on and we disagree with President Trump. So we're going to make this video, not understanding that there might be some unintended consequences of, E3s and E4s running amok, not following orders. So,
and here's the beauty in the fact that they are all sitting members of Congress. And they have every right and ability and platform to say they do not agree with these operations. But to try and invoke, like you said, a bunch of field grade officers to challenge orders being put forth, that's super dangerous and irresponsible, frankly,
Yeah. And I mean, it's deeming orders lawful and unlawful, that is just so above the pay grade of majority of people who are serving right now. So it's just a dangerous thing. And again, do I think anything substantial will come from this? No. I think, you might get some onesies and twosies, but again, I think it's just performative for people as a way to, defy the president in a more inventive way than just going on the news and saying they don't agree with them. So
I've heard
another thing real quick that I will say is you keep calling it performative, and I agree that it is. I also think that this is the same group that likes to call Pete Hegseth and Trump performative in a lot of the things that they do, right? And so it's like they're matching behavior when they do this kind of stuff. I don't know. I just think it was a bad production.
The government shutdown just ended too. Like there's a million other things that are
right
to be priority of our congressional appointed lawmakers to focus on versus some fucking chop and skewed 9x16 vertical video that was read off their notes app. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, come on. It's just, there's so much other shit going on.
Yes. Like revamping the golf courses at Joint Base Andrews. So President Trump has enlisted the help of his pal, Jack Nicklaus. I'm pretty sure they're friends. But he wants to revamp the golf courses at Joint Base Andrews, which they have 3 18-hole courses. I've never played there, but they have 3 18-hole courses.
Cons, I thought you would have played there.
I've played there.
Yeah? Yep. How are they?
They're not anything super impressive right now. I've played there a bunch of times. So
maybe that's why they need this upgrade.
Yeah.
I think it's a valid cause.
He wants to get 2 of the 3 18-hole courses updated. And he has not golfed at Andrews often, President Trump, but he prefers his club down there in Potomac, which is like 15 minutes from Dulles Airport there. But what do you think about revamping golf courses on military bases?
I mean, why not? If it's going to enhance the ability for our service members to improve their game and have some fun and increase morale, welfare, recreation, all that, like have at it. Also, this sounds really bad, but I was just reminded reading this agenda earlier today that Jack Nicklaus is still alive. So
yeah, no, that's fair.
Honestly, he's one of those people that still alive.
No, that's fair because he's old enough that you would think like it makes you think twice.
Yeah. So sorry if that sounds crude, but
I think it's kind of inconsequential in like the scope of everything that's happening right now. I think the only reason there's like any sort of like if it was just like Andrews Air Force Base golf course is being revamped, it wouldn't make news. It's news because
it's Trump.
Well, no, not Trump, because it's Nicklaus that he's picked to, to redesign the course or that. I mean, again, I don't know. I really have zero opinion on it one way or another.
I actually really like this. And yes,
of course you do. Of course.
I'm the resident golf nut, but here's why. Because listen, I used to play so much golf when I was at Fort Hood because they have 2 courses there. I think they used to have 3, or maybe they had 3 9s. I can't remember. They definitely have 2 now. But if you're like E1 to E4, like you don't have to pay. It's free. And then the rates are like super low. So it's very affordable for people in the military to play these courses. But what they could do, Rob, to kind of what you were saying, get more people involved as a way to deal with PTS or, morale and boosting morale for units. If they got them to a certain, they'd have to get them to a very certain level. And this would probably cost a lot of money. But if you could host a PGA event at a military base, that would be
great recruiting campaign.
Yeah, great for recruiting. And then there are a lot of golf-focused VSOs. So
there definitely are. Yeah, because golf has been kind of deemed a therapeutic therapy for veterans. So
the amount of times I've told my wife it's therapy, and she's still like, "Is it?"
I love that.
Yeah. I like this. It's just one of those things where I think that the golf courses probably don't get the love that they need. And golf courses take a lot of work to maintain,
right?
To keep them at the level that, would require what?
No, I was just going to say, we actually hosted a TMF golf tournament there for several years.
Nice.
And moved as a result of it just not being kind of
up to standard,
up to where our golfers, the kind of golfers want to golf on. So
think about it too. Air Force One, Marine One, you have a lot of eyeballs and a lot of people going on and off that installation. You want to have a good looking course for the sake of the post looking good, first off. And then second off, you have so much traffic coming in and out. You should give the people what they want. improve some of the facilities, and it's good for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just like the idea that it's another way to look out for those who are serving there and taking, in a roundabout way. So I like it. And there's golf courses on military bases all over the world. So it's not like this is like a foreign thing. It's a very common thing for there to be golf courses. So it makes sense.
100%. And Jack Nicklaus is still alive. That's cool.
Yeah. And shout out to Jack Nicklaus. Still alive, still kicking. Love that for him. But speaking of death, there's a new trend going around featuring gravestones. So there was an author who published a book called To Die For, a cookbook of gravestone recipes. I was unaware that people put recipes on gravestones, but it started by a person on TikTok, Ghostly Archive, and they just went around looking for unique gravestones, which that's not crazy. There are unique gravestones, but she found the recipe for a spritz cookie on a gravestone, baked them, and then that TikTok went viral. So, imagine having such a fire recipe that you're like, you know what? I need to put this on my gravestone.
Like,
make sure this
when I die, put my Bachman family stuffing recipe on my gravestone.
Okay, so that was going to be my question. Do you guys have anything that would warrant being put on a gravestone? Because I don't personally.
What do you mean? That's like so good that we made?
Yeah,
yeah,
yes. It's a recipe.
Like a Manion family cobbler or something.
I mean, my grandma Gertz, who's since passed, but her chocolate chip cookie recipe is the best chocolate chip cookie recipe in the world.
Nice.
So, and I bake them every year. But I don't know that I could put them on my gravestone because I can't claim them. They were my grandmom's. So maybe I could attribute her homage. Yeah. Grandma Gert's chocolate chip cookies.
You can still add it to her lovely gravestone.
Wait, what makes these chocolate chip cookies so good?
I mean, honestly, it's just like twice the amount of sugar, butter, and a crap ton of brown sugar. And fine. Double the chocolate chips. But
I want to try some.
That's all I'll say.
Sign me up. Yeah. I support this. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Con, this is just peak 2025 though, because the title is TikTok niche focused on unique gravestones. That's just something I never thought I would wake up to and see one day, but here we are.
No. Yes, here we are. What do you guys think? All right, let me take it away from recipes. What's one thing that you do want on your gravestone? Not to kill any of us off anytime soon, but maybe first question, do you ever think about like what should go on my gravestone?
I haven't until today.
Okay.
I've never thought about it. Have you?
I mean,
I know how to counter it though. I do know where I want to be buried though. I want to be buried at West Point, but
that's easy. Yeah.
Like you want to be buried too?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Cons and I are going to be next to each other.
I wonder if I could be buried at the Naval Academy as an honorary graduate.
I'm sure you can.
So you probably could. Like my grandmother's buried at West Point next to my grandfather.
Well, yeah,
so they allow people there. Yeah. But my point being, like, they allow people that didn't go there. But honorary graduate might give you a leg up.
Yeah, because I've never thought about what I want on my gravestone. But one thing I do think about is that my parents and my brother, my mom and my brother are already buried at Arlington in Section 60. And my dad will be buried at Arlington in Section 60 because my mom's in his plot. So
okay.
I often sometimes think about it, I'm like, all right, they're all there. I got like, I don't know where I'm going to be,
What's the parameters on Arlington? How do you get?
Oh, I do not qualify. No. I would never qualify. You can't have.
Like, that stinks that you can't.
I didn't know that.
Your family.
Yeah, no. So, which I totally agree with. I am not trying to be buried at Arlington. I should not be buried at Arlington. But I'm also like, man,
yeah, but maybe Arlington, you should get like
is going to be buried there. So
maybe Arlington should do like a 3-for-1 deal. Like if you already got 3, all right, we'll give you 1 on the cuff.
Yeah.
So you get in.
But
yeah,
you
could do Navy.
Maybe I could do. That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, maybe the Naval Academy.
Right. Maybe we need to be like the interim commandant first, or like you got to be like the midshipman hostess. or you need to have some like dignified title, maybe.
Okay, I'll work on that.
How about I give you a homework assignment, Ryan? I want you to call up the Naval Academy and be like, do I qualify for getting buried here? So we know, because I'm curious now.
Okay, I'll
or otherwise just come to West Point. We'll take you.
Yeah,
no,
do you
so
think
actually
West Point would take me.
No, because it has nothing to do with who you are, and it has more to do with I think I remember seeing relatively recently, last few years, we're running out of space.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So is Arlington.
We might,
so
by the time I die, there might not even be room for me.
Yeah. Well, they'll start doing like columbariums. You can be like cremated and put in a wall somewhere, But back to your original point, I've never thought about what I want on my gravestone, but it was a very big point of discussion when we buried my mom, because we wanted something, her gravestone says Janet Mannion, loving mother, wife to Colonel Tom Mannion. And then we wanted something else just that kind of showed who, and we like toyed around with like, what is it that exemplifies who mom was? And so we ended up putting the word patriot. So it says loving mother, wife to Colonel Tom Mannion, and patriot. And I think she'd be very happy with that.
Nice.
But I don't know.
No, absolutely.
I think something for me that just
not to be morbid, but
yeah.
Your brother was killed before your mom passed, right?
Yes, my mom passed in 2012 from cancer.
Yes, so yeah. I'm very sorry about that. But so she could have put Gold Star Mother. Was that ever considered?
I wonder if it does say Gold Star Mother on there. Maybe that's a good point. Well,
I mean, military spouse, I think that should qualify you by itself.
Yeah. Well, a Gold Star Mother doesn't qualify for burial at Arlington.
Right.
She only was buried there because my dad's, as a retiree, eligible for burial at Arlington. Okay. And so she's 10 rows down from my brother, which is, really kind of nice. So,
yeah. Yeah. All right, let's move on because I was getting kind of dark.
Let's talk
about things.
Let's get back to Turkey.
Into Thanksgiving. So something that's been going on, and I think I knew about this, but we put it on the sheet anyway. But Butterball has had a turkey talk line on Thanksgiving for the last 44 years, and it allows people who are cooking turkeys with tips and advice on how to prepare their meals. So it starts on November 3rd and goes through actually today, the 24th, and they have 50 available agents, and a live person will answer any of your turkey questions, because I think it's very easy to screw up a turkey.
Yeah.
And because I mean, like, the idea that you can cook a turkey is not terribly difficult, but then some people do weird things. Like they got a call that said, can I thaw my turkey in the jacuzzi or in an electric blanket? So
classic.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about turkeys too is, like, you say it's easy, but it is very easy to undercook a turkey, because it could be like, put this in for 6 hours. Well, it depends on your oven, the size of the turkey. Like, there is a lot.
That happened to me when I was a lieutenant. I undercooked it and I ruined Thanksgiving when I was a lieutenant. It was terrible.
I did not know about this hotline. I think it's hilarious. Yeah. I think I'm going to
call him. I'm going to call him on Thursday.
It's really easy. 1-800-Butterball.
Can you call them and record that?
I will do that.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've never cooked turkey. I've been in charge of carving the turkey, but I've never cooked a turkey. I've assisted my brother-in-law, kind of been like a sous chef, so to speak. He cooks them a bunch of different ways. We fried one year. He uses his smoker.
Nice.
There's one in the oven, I think. He does like little ones, I think, as well, Ryan, and prepares them a little differently. That way you get a different flavor of meat. The smoked one is just unreal. I think if I had to say, like, hey, what's the best way, most tasty way to prepare a turkey, I think for my money, it's smoking. And then it's crazy to me how every year, without fail, there's always stories about people going to the hospital trying to fry a turkey.
Yeah.
Because they don't thaw it. They drop it in the oil and it explodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make sure you call the Butterball turkey if you have, or the Butterball hotline, or I don't know. Get on ChatGPT, figure that out because you don't want to ruin Thanksgiving.
And shout out to Butterball on their Instagram. They posted today to start de-thawing your turkey. So everyone listening,
oh wow,
if you haven't done that yet.
You know, the other thing I appreciate is it's really kind of nostalgic.
Yes.
That on Thanksgiving you can call a hotline. You know.
Yes.
Like they could be like, log on to our website and we have people you can chat with.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I love that it's just call us, you know? I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and if I had to bet, I want to picture those 50 available agents as like 50 women aged, 50 to 80, just sitting in a room together in cozy sweaters, just chatting, and they're the nicest ladies that we have to offer from Butterball.
I love that that's your visual of what's happening in the call center.
I don't think it is. It's probably a complete 180 from Connor's depiction, but yes.
I like it.
As far as food goes on Thanksgiving, there's a lot of discourse now that turkey is horrible. It's the worst of all the meats. There are other meats that are better, but we, for some reason, have been hell-bent on sticking with turkey on Thanksgiving. What do you guys think about turkey? And then what are some of your other top foods that you enjoy on Thanksgiving?
I like the turkey and ham combo. I think the two flavor profiles balance each other out. And then I'm also very, very bullish on stuffing and mac and cheese and mashed potatoes. Those are like my 5. That's kind of it.
I don't like Thanksgiving dinner.
There you go. I love to hear it. Tell me why.
I don't.
Well, you're cooking and hosting it for.
Yeah, this is why you're hosting.
I like the gathering of the people. I like what Thanksgiving represents. I like all of that.
But food,
the meal itself, I don't like stuffing.
What do you eat?
So I will put a little bit of everything on. I don't like meals that it's all like hot, heavy food. Like that's just not the type of food I like to eat. So I always make a huge green salad on Thanksgiving, and everyone's like, "Why are you making a salad?" I'm like,
"Well, salad is a good shot." I mean,
I know, but like I need something cold on the plate, something that is like palate cleansing, that is refreshing. I will put a little bit of turkey with some homemade cranberry sauce. Like I will sample everything, but I'm never like when you're like, "I'm so afraid I'm gonna feel like crap at this wedding." I'm not going to feel like crap. I'll eat more of like the cheese board at 12:30 than I will of the Thanksgiving.
Do you just booze it up then to kind of like fill your stomach up?
I'll start with the mimosa around 11. Yeah,
okay.
for sure. Yeah, but I don't like bread stuffing. I don't like any of it really. It's not my.
Wow, what a loser you are. Jeez.
Fine, just imagine how far and long you could run after like a Thanksgiving carbo load meal. Come on, you could probably.
Now I will say I do like post the actual Thanksgiving meal. I could definitely get down with a really nice roll with some turkey, some mayonnaise,
leftovers,
a couple slices of American cheese. Like I could that sounds appealing.
What if Philly trash move to enjoy the leftovers more than the actual meal? Wow.
He's honest though.
Sandwich.
She was honest.
Listen,
though.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, turkey leftover sandwiches on Thanksgiving and the night of or the day later. Amazing. But that's just like so backwards. I like the crappy leftovers better than the meal. So funny. Yeah. I love that for you though.
What's your favorite? Do you like turkey?
Oh, yeah. Because you know what? Like when I go to a deli, a lot of times I get a turkey sandwich, but I don't eat turkey otherwise, really, other than Thanksgiving.
Right.
And I do think how you prepare it plays a part. And if you prepare it a certain way, it does actually taste good. I enjoy the taste of turkey. So
it's got to be cooked right though, because I don't know. I think turkey needs that gravy condiment.
That's
element,
fine. I'm not saying turkey's a first ballot Hall of Fame meat, but
for Thanksgiving for sure, I'll ride or die with turkey all day. Yeah. But I just think
I don't get down with homemade cranberry sauce. I need the stuff that comes out of the can that has the rings around it.
Yeah,
that's the good stuff.
Fluff it up.
Yes. And then I'm just a brown and beige guy through and through. Give me my mashed potatoes. Give me my stuffing. Heck yeah.
Even some brown carrots, just everything has to be kind of that aesthetic.
Yes, not too much color on the plate. Maybe
No.
there's some green beans, but I don't really mess with salad on Thanksgiving.
What's your drink combo, Connor and Ryan, with the meal? Like, what's your go-to, like,
well, so
beverage?
This is going back to the top of the show. Like, Ryan, I can't wait to, now that I know your dad's a red wine guy, we always have very, very good red wine.
Yeah, that's what we drink. Ditto. Like when we sit down to dinner, it's red wine at dinner.
Yes. I'm drinking beers throughout the day.
Yeah.
Seltzers, whatever. But dinner calls for red wine because I'm very fortunate that my brother-in-law has a penchant for red wine. He has a two big, probably the same ones as your dad, the two big wine refrigerators, and he always has some good wine for us to
Cons, next time you're in my parents are visiting us this weekend. My dad built a wine cellar. It's like West Point themed wine cellar. He's got to have like 300 bottles. Like next time you're in Northern Virginia, we'll figure something out, but you and my dad would go.
Yeah. Well, I got lucky too because my father-in-law, he switched careers, but until the age of 35, he sold wine as a career. So he loves it on a different level. His wine cellar has 5,000 bottles of wine.
That's crazy.
Wow, that's
cool. Yes. So I'm surrounded by wine. It's always good red wine on dinner time. But I mean, some people like the white wine too. I don't get down with the white wine on Thanksgiving though. So, Ryan, people that are coming to you, how are they getting there? Is it just like who's ever in the immediate area? These 40 people that are coming, or 25 people?
Yeah, just 25 this year. Well, so it is. I host my mom's side of the family on Thanksgiving, so it's my mom's siblings and my first cousins on my mom's side, and then my dad and his fiance come, and then for the past 4 years, my friends from Afghanistan have come, so there's 5 of them. They live local here. And
Afghani nationals?
Yeah, they came over during the withdrawal. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's
that's interesting to me. Sorry to cut you off, but I think that's fascinating because I think we get so insulated. Thanksgiving is an American holiday. Like nobody else is doing this.
No, they didn't know. They never heard of Thanksgiving until they got here, and I was like, "You're coming for Thanksgiving." Now, the cool thing about my Thanksgiving is there will be Afghan dishes too. Layla, my friend Layla, will always bring different Afghan dishes. So we will have different meat there because a lot of times she does this amazing rice dish, which has chicken and steak in it. She brings all sorts of different, like we had so much. I always tell her, bring one dish. Last year, she brought like 5 different dishes. But people love it because it's a little bit, and a lot of times I eat that food. And then I have some friends that are that work for the NFL, and they're going to be filming the Eagles game on Friday, and they're coming into town.
Nice.
They have to be in town on Thursday, so they're coming to my place for Thanksgiving. So yeah, I'm like if you're around, more the merrier. Come on in, we'll make it work. That's what I like about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's
By the way, shout out to my wife who corrected me. Canada has a Thanksgiving as well. I forgot about
Canada.
They
do. Don't they do goose? Don't they eat something different?
Yeah, I honestly know nothing about what they do. But they do it. So credit to Alex, who's always listening.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex. But no, the reason I asked is because the FAA is predicting that Thanksgiving this year is going to be the busiest air travel in 15 years. 31 million Americans are expected to fly this year. Shutdown's over. I'm pretty sure everything's back up and running. So the Sunday after Thanksgiving is expected to be the busiest. 73 million Americans expected to drive to their holiday celebration. I'm of course one of those 73 million. Average gas price right now across the country, $3.10, which always makes me sad when I think about what gas costs in 2001.
Like
2001 when I started driving, it was under $1. It was amazing.
Well, I actually did see that about the travel this year. I mean, I'm grateful, my daughter in college is coming home tomorrow. I don't want her out on the roads the day before Thanksgiving. It's going to be crazy. So,
speaking of, what is the move in your area of the woods? Not so much you, Ryan, or Rob, because you're in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is a weird animal all by itself, but the Thanksgiving Eve plans for those in and around your area, Ryan?
Back in the day, gosh, you went out. My friend that I went to high school with, he used to host a really big party. This was in in the last 10 years. And he would host a really big party the night before Thanksgiving. And his wife kiboshed that a few years ago. She was like,
wait, why?
Damn.
Because it was crazy. It was like high school reunion. It was so fun. Because I'm not going out to the bars around me because it's all college kids. And frankly, I don't want to do that. My aunt's coming up and I'm gonna, have some drinks with her and set up. And I'm excited for that. But I'm not going out the night before Thanksgiving. That's crazy. Like a house party, that would be fun, but no one's hosting anymore.
I'm actually going to a house party. I'm going to a first birthday party. I was informed today.
Nice.
Normally we just stay. Actually, one year my brother-in-law and I went out to some of the bars. But you're right. It's just swarmed with either college kids or kids fresh out of college.
Yeah.
Which when you're that age is a lot of fun. It's affectionately known as Blackout Wednesday to a lot of people. That can be fun of a certain age. But I can't imagine hosting Thanksgiving and the night before also hosting a party. Yeah. So you're doing back to back. You're doing like 24 hours of hosting. That's absurdity. So I can understand why that woman shut the party down eventually. That makes sense. It's a crazy, because that's always one of those things too. I think that probably started with like just a few people coming over.
It did.
It just grew and grew and grew. And next thing you know, it's like, wait, why are there 50 people at my house? I got to host.
I remember the last year he hosted it. I was there and I was seeing people I hadn't seen in 20 years. And I was like, oh my God. But it was like, I wasn't hosting.
Right. It's fine if it's not your house. Because if you think about anybody who hosts, even I had, 10 people here on Sunday, like just by the sheer nature of people being in your house, there's just like stuff around and stuff needs to be cleaned up. So the idea that you're going to do that and then on top of that host the next day, it's just that's a big proposition.
That's nuts. Just keep the bender going. Just fucking don't stop.
Yeah. But if you're going to be staying in, I think there are 4 movies that are classified as Thanksgiving movies. They are specifically for the Thanksgiving holiday. And here are the 4. Okay. Obviously, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yes.
Dutch, which is not as well known. Dutch.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
I don't know that movie.
And you know what the crime of it all? It's not even streaming anywhere. It's Ed O'Neill and it's Ethan Embry, who people might know from Can't Hardly Wait. He's the main guy in that movie. He's been a bunch of stuff over the years. But Ed O'Neill, obviously famously from Married with Children and Modern Family. It's written by John Hughes, who obviously everybody knows who John Hughes is. And the premise is Ed O'Neill is the boyfriend of this woman who is a divorcee. Her son goes to a boarding school in Georgia. He offers to go fly to Georgia and drive back with the son who's 12 or 13. And, the normal road trip hijinks ensue. So it's very similar to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, except the dynamic is a little different with an adult and a child and what happens to them. So
I just looked it up. I don't even recognize
I've never heard of this.
Oh my God. It's so funny. It's such a good movie. And as I said, it's a crime that it's not streaming anywhere.
Well, it also says that this film was poorly received critically and was a box office bomb.
There you go. Yeah. No, I promise you it's a good movie.
Netflix says I can watch it, but only in Germany. That's so weird.
Sorry about that.
All right. What's number 3?
Number 3 is Scent of a Woman. Famously Al Pacino's movie. People forget that takes place over the Thanksgiving holiday. What's his face? Charlie's Chris O'Donnell's character does not go home to Oregon for Thanksgiving and instead takes a job overseeing Al Pacino's character for the Thanksgiving holiday. They do have Thanksgiving that they go to in that. That's awesome. And then the last one, Son-in-Law with Pauly Shore.
Oh, I love Pauly. Okay.
Is that have Thanksgiving? I mean, I know the movie that's around Thanksgiving.
That's Thanksgiving. No, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Pauly Shore goes home with Carlo Gugino's character.
I forgot about this movie.
South Dakota.
I saw Pauly Shore out in Vegas literally like 2 weeks ago, just gallivanting around, wasted.
How'd he look?
He looks rough, but he owns like 2 comedy clubs in town, so he's always out. He's still alive. He's still alive.
Okay, so other than planes, trains, and automobiles, like none of those movies.
I'm gonna watch this Pauly Shore one. I need to figure out where on streaming.
What I do for Thanksgiving is like I start to get into Christmas movies. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I don't
maybe
know.
Thanksgiving night. Maybe. I'm so religious about not jumping the gun on Christmas. I like to keep it all contained, and I know I'm the weirdo. Seemingly people start celebrating Christmas November 1st and take a break for 2 days for Thanksgiving, but I like keeping my Christmas movies during Christmas season, and then, I don't get burnt out on them. So,
but
that's fair. I respect it. Connor, the fact that you're able to maintain that discipline for Christmas is a testament to your character.
Thank you. All right. Well, that's it. Any caveats?
I have my son's second birthday this Saturday, so wish me luck, guys. Send some thoughts and prayers my way. We have like 40 people coming over, so it's gonna be a busy one.
That is a lot.
It's a lot.
Any caveats?
So I just Googled Thanksgiving movies because I was curious if there was any others, and I think the number one Thanksgiving movie is Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah,
for sure.
So that's actually
also on Apple TV.
That one you can actually stream. Yeah,
that one you can stream. And the second one, which again, I guess this is You've Got Mail.
Some people like to call that a fall movie. Some people say it's Christmas, but it spans over like 6 months. I just see that as like a rom-com. If anything, it's a fall rom-com, but I wouldn't attach that to any holiday.
And then number 3, and this is from Harper's Bazaar, just FYI. Number 3 is
what do they know?
Is Tower Heist.
Oh, you know what?
Oh, wow.
I like Tower Heist. It is a Thanksgiving movie. That is an honorable mention. That is Ben Stiller, Eddie Murphy. That is actually a sneaky, not bad movie. There are some very funny parts to it. It's, I think, streaming somewhere. I do think Tower Heist.
I think it was on Amazon. I saw it recently. Yeah,
Tower Heist is not bad.
There's also
It's a great ending.
Yeah. There's also another movie called Thanksgiving, and it looks like it's like a scary movie. So I don't know. There's this is a list of, but Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. That's kind of.
There's a lot of those themed DC list slasher horror movies now that are all geared around holidays. There's like the Easter Bunny one, the Christmas.
This gets a little crazy. It has The Blind Side listed as number 13.
Yeah.
Adam's Family Values. This is great. And I just watched this movie, and this actually should be in the list. I just watched this movie 2 weeks ago for your consideration.
Who's in that again?
Who's in that?
It's a Christopher Guest movie. So it's got the whole cast from Best in Show.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And the whole premise is around winning an Oscar, but it's around this movie called Home for Purim, which it starts out, but then the movie's called Home for Thanksgiving. If you guys have not seen it, you have to go watch it. I literally.
For your consideration?
Yes.
It's got a wild cast. Everybody's in it. All these
everybody that was in Best in Show is in it. So
okay.
Go watch it, because I just watched it 2 weeks ago, and it's good. It's funny as shit.
Solid.
All right, that was fun. And Garfield's Thanksgiving is number 20.
Oh, fuck yeah. Love Garfield.
Gotta love Garfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. So I hope everybody has a very happy, healthy, drama-free Thanksgiving. I feel like
don't talk politics at the Thanksgiving table.
Yeah, it's an exercise in futility. It's always going to end poorly. Just don't do it. And if you are going out on Thanksgiving Eve, doesn't matter how far you're going, get an Uber. It's not worth it. Don't drink and drive. And I think that is all we have. So yes, everybody have a very safe and blessed Thanksgiving holiday. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your family, enjoy your football. Oh, we got Navy football playing Thanksgiving night. I'm excited to watch that game.
What?
Yeah, they're playing Memphis.
Wow.
7:30.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they got, there's always good football on Thursday, which is great. So I'll look forward to watching that. But all right, that's it. Happy Thanksgiving. Make it a great week.